Hello, and welcome to episode 103 of Dunk's Movie Corner, Dunk's Movie Corner podcast, whatever you want to call it. That's what this is. That's who I am. This is a weekly recap of what I watch in a week, if that's TV, limited series, movies, whatever. Yeah, it's short and sweet. If you're looking for something more substantial, I'd say check out the Movie Bros, which is conversation once a week with my brother Hayden and I, where we pick a movie, watch the movie, talk about it. Both are found on Spotify, on YouTube, on Instagram. Come on, hang out with your dad. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What was I saying? So, yeah, that's where you can find this and this podcast and the Movie Bros podcast. If you have suggestions, if you think I should be watching something specifically, if you think I should not be watching something, or have a different opinion, or whatever, there are direct messages, there's comments, and all that jazz if you feel so inclined. Otherwise, I think the last thing I talked about last week was Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson, which is just a fucking weird movie, I'll be honest. So this week, I did not watch a ton. I've been very busy just with everything else in life, as per usual, sometimes it happens. So I watched the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which is the most recent episode of the Movie Bros. If you're looking for an actual conversation, which we talk like a good amount about it, it is loosely influenced by the Odyssey, the Greek epic, which the new version of the Odyssey by Christopher Nolan is in theaters now. It's at my work right now. We have been very busy, and it's a long movie, which means my shifts are longer, which means I'm there later. That's why I just have not had a lot of time to watch anything else this week, so that's one of the reasons. But so SpongeBob, it's a lot of nostalgia. I think you could not recommend this to someone that didn't at least somewhat grow up with SpongeBob. This is from like 2004. Yeah, it's fun. It's shorter than I remember, obviously being 2000. I would have been like 9 or 10 at that point. My concept of time is probably different now, but if you're looking for 90 minutes, that's just kind of a fun time. I'd say check it out. It is on, I think we watched it on Pluto, because we were just Googling around trying to find where we could watch this. It's just another free streaming service with ads. From there, I watched, or at least started, Mile End Kicks. This is from 2025. This is, the director has not done a ton of other things. I did watch a movie by him called I Like Movies, which was not bad, because it was kind of, up my alley about movies and what the heck. I mean, that's what this whole podcast is. But this was definitely, I think, meant, the key demographic, I think, was like young adult girls that are into, waiting for my ice machine to break. There it goes. Young adult girls that are into like punk, folksy, indie, alternative music. Just either way, I was very clearly not the target audience, no matter what. And yeah, I think I made it about 20 minutes in, and it was not for me, and that's okay. I think I didn't even rate it, because I was like, I don't know if that's worth rating if I watched only 20 minutes. But if a movie that's only 100 minutes can't hook me in 20 of those minutes, I don't think it's worth it. What else? Let's see. SpongeBob, Mile End Kicks. Oh, I watched The Graduate. So this is from 1967. This is a lot of people have referenced this as like when some people think classics, they think of like the Westerns or something like that. But I would still say this is definitely a classic. This is Mike Nichols, the director, who you might recognize. I mean, he's done 21 films. He's worked with all kinds of famous people, actors and actresses. So check him out if you're curious. There is a reason why this is so highly talked about and highly rated on things like Letterboxd, where I keep track of my movies. Again, this is a sort of coming of age movie where a college graduate doesn't really know what he's doing, kind of gets involved in a very messy affair with one of his parents' friends, like the wife of that friend group, and then he also gets involved with the daughter of the woman he's having it's messy. The shot choices for this movie are crazy, especially when you think that this came out 61 years ago. Wait, yeah, 61 years ago. Crazy. Super interesting to watch. I think, what's his name? Dustin Hoffman plays the lead. who you might know from things like, I mean, he's done 145 movies, so there's probably something you're going. I mean, from anything from Chef to Hook, Rain Man, Kung Fu Panda, All the President's Men, Kramer versus Kramer, Meet the Fockers. I mean, Tootsie. I mean, he's done Tuner that just came out this last year that I really enjoyed. He's been in a lot, and this is, I think, the youngest I've ever seen him, and he's excellent. He's really good at playing this, like, sort of naive, innocent, almost 20-year-old who's making mistakes, and it just feels very real. It doesn't feel overacted, but it also doesn't feel like some of the kind of like Ryan Gosling roles where he kind of almost underacts, so you really have to look for what the character's trying to emote. It's really well done. Other than that, those are the kind of 3 movies I guess I saw this week. I'm logging a little bit of time on the Xbox 360 backwards compatible, right? That's the wording? Yeah. Of Lost Planet. These are the games, I think I referenced this last week, that just as original Xbox and Xbox 360 kids when we were growing up, this is something that we had access to that was enough action adventure shooter, but not like graphic or too adult. It's fun. It's something that after these either long shifts or whatever, I can come home, turn off my brain for just a little bit before I go to bed, which is kind of nice. What else? I think that's all the things that I've seen, things that I've watched. I'm going to try to see the Odyssey, the actual Odyssey, not the SpongeBob Odyssey, or Oh Brother, We're Out There, which is also a much more closer adaptation of the Odyssey, which Hayden and I were trying to watch, but we couldn't find a copy of it anywhere in time. That's why we chose SpongeBob. But so yes, I'm going to hopefully watch the Christopher Nolan one, maybe sometime this week. Bring a friend with me and watch it on one of my days off at work, which will be nice. What else? I think that's all the movie news that I usually talk about on this. Otherwise, yeah, besides movies and work, I finished up my certificate program at University of Washington about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, give or take. Yeah, something like that. It's like the first week of July, if I remember right. Either way. And from there, like, oh, these are like the ways that you can, from here, what path should you be following? And I was like, well, you can take the PMP, which is the big project management professional certificate. That is, it's like you study for potentially months to pass this. That's pretty tough. Then like a rung lower than that is the associate project manager certificate. And all this is like a kind of industry-wide standardized proctored exams, timed, all that jazz. So I figured, let me take a practice exam for the associate, which should be much easier than the full PMP. And if I take a practice exam, it's not crazy expensive, just so I have a baseline of like where I am and of how much I really need to study. And what's interesting is the certificate at UW definitely gives you a baseline, but even after taking the practice exam for the associate, I was like, oh man, I am drastically underprepared even for this. And there's so much that just wasn't discussed in my UW course that is assumed required for these exams. So that'll be some of my free time going forward, is doing that. What else? Went diving. What's today? Today is Tuesday when I record this. So Monday went diving with a group of people that some of them I knew, some of them I didn't, and it was very enjoyable. All semi-professional divers. Either I brought a couple buddies of my like scuba friends, some a friend or two from my aquarium job, and then some of their friends from the Seattle aquarium. And it was nice that like it was all roughly the same age people, but they're all like, a lot of times I find if I dive with anyone who's my age, and again, this is not a hard and fast rule, but like a lot of them just don't have the experience or the skill that I'm used to. Whereas like a lot of times I'll dive with my friends are my scuba buds are about older crowd, but they also have the experience and the skill that comes with that. So it was nice to be with a group of people that are like, oh, you kind of got your shit together, which is kind of nice. So I went diving yesterday, saw the 6-gill sharks that have been out, which was always fun. Our group saw it. And the ladies did not, which is a bummer for them, but that means, hey, now they actually have to look at my footage, because I think I was the only one that both had my GoPro going. I handed that to my friend, and then I also had my underwater film camera, which slowly, again, getting more practice with that, which was fun. What else has gone on this week? Finished another book. Went out on Wednesday, Thursday, someday, Saturday. I don't know. This week this has just completely blurred together. I don't know how I just used to like work, then going out, staying up much too late, and then like getting up early the next morning. Oh no, that was Saturday to Sunday, right? No, it was Sunday to Monday. God, man, whatever. Either way, early 20s dunk of like we're going out on the town, getting into shenanigans until midnight or 1, and then working at 8 a.m. in Tacoma the next day was pretty rough, and I'm still trying to catch up on good sleep. Yeah, to be a functional human. I think that's it. I think that's all the things that have happened or is going to happen. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, I think that's it. Diving this coming Sunday at Sundrock, so I'm going to go over to the Hood Canal portion of Washington. If you know what this is, if you don't know what this is, whatever. It's some of the better diving around with a group of friends. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, getting used to... And there's the ice. There we go. Hopefully when I edit this, I can like block out background sound, so maybe you won't be able to hear it anyway, but the ice machine's loud here. Either way, yeah, looking forward to that, getting more used to diving with different groups of people. So, the last, I know, like, what was that, 4.5 minutes or so was not movie related, but that's kind of how I use this podcast, or this quick chat, whatever you want to call it. This week on the Movie Bros, just so you kind of know what's coming up, because again, I always say this is kind of a companion podcast to the movie. Basically, it's something that should encourage you to hopefully have something really quick to listen to, but encourage you to listen to something more long form, which is the Movie Bros. So this next week, I think we might be watching Toy Story. I'd have to check. Either way, yeah, that's been it. This is episode... What did I say? I know I'm not fully functional yet here, folks. 103 of the Movie Bros podcast. Thanks for listening, or at least having this on in the background, and I will talk to you all next week.